out.
Yeah.
Throw it out. Hello.
Galloping apps. I'm sorry.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to a Friday night sprint.
Buttermilk bosom. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be wild. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go backwards, from the back to the front, because that's always a good idea.
To the side, in the middle. Okay.
Opposite, isn't it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're getting off topic.
This isn't an after dark show. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's always an after dark show. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to run through some comments, but first we're going to let all of my beautiful, esteemed guests introduce themselves. We're going to start with Ema and work backwards. And Ema, you're first. Take it away. Tell everybody about how wonderful you are. Hi, Sam.
Different definition of backwards.
The backwards?
He's probably doing that so you don't have to start, Deidre.
Yeah.
So
you're not first.
It's okay. Yeah. It's easier to throw a friend under the bus than a new friend.
So glad it wasn't me this time.
I already have wrinkles in the friendship.
I appreciate it. You know, I don't do intros, so I'll learn.
Anyways, hi, I'm Esther Marie Andujar. I am a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. I'm also the author of Marina the Vampire, which is a serialized paranormal romance, very slow burn, enemies to lovers, available through Kindle Vella, Coffee, and Patreon. I won't be participating on the prompts because I am still working on the Estefania's book, and I am writing a chapter that I might go on Avatar if I feel like I'm gonna cry. So it's gonna be a sad chapter. So
wow,
that's me.
Esther in tears.
How about you, Samantha?
Sam, welcome to my living room.
Hi. Your living room is lovely. It's great. Mess just means love. It's fine. It's a home that's lived in.
Well, let everybody know how wonderful you are and where they can find you.
I am writing Mom Smith at Onasset, and on my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I host live streams and other things on my channel. My live streams are normally on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow, I'll be hosting a Flash Fiction Free-for-All guest edition. So it's normally the Flash Fiction Free-for-All is me and 3 regulars, but this time we're like mixing it up. I'm not competing, I'm just hosting. So that's hopefully will be fun. It will be at 2 p.m. on my channel tomorrow.
I'm in that one, right?
You can find me. Yes, Laura, you're in that. Laura will be there.
You
can find me at like all the places. If I exist there, it will be Samantha Elnassett. That's the advantage of having a uniquely spelled name.
I feel that.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Deidre. D, if you don't know how to pronounce it, or you can just call me anything and I'll respond. I'm Deidre writes romance everywhere on the internet, or Deidre reads romance. I've started new social media just so I can splurge and talk about my friends' books. Anyway,
I've been pronouncing your name wrong the entire time I've known you.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, wait, what?
So I've learned that in Jamaica it's Deidre or Deidreanne, and in North America it's Deidre. I went to school here, and they called me Deidre all through. So I'm used to hearing Deidre. So I answer to Deidre, anything in that vein. But, yeah, I have a channel. It does not have content going right now. I did have a Trophy Wednesday series going that was going real well and people were liking it, so I may pick that back up. But yeah, that's just me.
Aren't there 12 parts to that already? Like
I have more tropes. Like 60. I did like 60. She has a backlist of them already.
If you want a whole bunch, go to her channel.
Yes.
But there are more. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
We got all the time. Laura Nettles, is that Roy I hear?
Yes. He's a whitey today.
You okay there?
Yeah. Dying. As one does.
Tell them all about you.
I've heard dying is bad for your health, but
It's bad.
I mean,
we'll see.
it could put a cramp in your life.
I am Lauren Nettles. I am. What am I now? I don't even
She
know.
is everywhere. She does
A
all the things.
multifaceted
the things.
author.
She's got dribbles sold to places.
I have recently sold 4 drabbles to a Christmas horror anthology.
Woo,
Comes out December 8th, I think, somewhere around there. Yeah. So my initial genre has been horror between adult and middle grade. But I'm branching out under some pen names. So yeah, I blame Barrett. Monday night, we had that prompt.
It was good.
Coffee
It
shop,
was good.
It was a good prompt.
and
I'm glad I'm not blamed. I'm glad. I'm not
within
taking the
18
blame.
hours, I had the whole short story written. So I'm halfway through the second short story in the series now.
I just want to be like Laura when I grow up.
At this point, Laura, you should say, "Hi, I'm Laura. I write fiction."
Right.
Yeah, because you write everything.
Yeah.
You're a
Just you're a genre
multi-genre.
hopper.
And they're all good. That's it.
Awesome.
Whatever she writes, it's amazing. So
All right.
I exist.
In all the places at all the times. JC.
hi, I'm JC. I have videos that I post every week. I have books, and you guys really should know this intro better by now. But yeah, I do all the things, and I show up in people's streams like this, and I'm proofreading. Okay, before Esther gets on me, see her eyeball. Proofreading. Oh, Roy! Oh my gosh! Do proofreading, Kofi commissions, and yeah, that's me.
Hey,
Oh, can I say one thing, Barrett?
you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
It's Lawless Swamp.
So all week we've been giving away covers in exchange for donations. We did give Dez's donations. We do have 3 more going for JC. So if you need covers, a lot of people are jumping on the romance train. Romance covers need to be very specific to to the market and the genre. So if you need a hookup, if you donate $30 or any more to JC's GoFundMe, we'll drop it in the link in the chat. Then I'll give you a cover. That's
I can't
to
do
your
it till
subgenre.
Wednesday, but I'm
Doesn't matter.
hit you up.
The offer
Just let me know. Yeah, it's there.
open and there. And yes, speaking of, JC is also still taking donations to kind of keep things rolling in her life. Also, our friend Des has got something going on. The link to that is in the description box below. I will add JC's in the description box below. And then I will also update with all these lovely faces links in the first sprint. So I will get my job done on the first one. And then I'm jumping in on the writing with y'alls. So first sprint length, I'm going to leave up to you all. I cannot do 45 minutes, JC. I know where you're going to go.
I don't expect.
I know,
you
but I already told you I can't. I'm like, I
You
can't.
did. I never expect you to do 45 minutes.
It's too big, long, and uncut for me. So we're going to stick with 30 or shorter. Y'all can decide how long. If you want to start shorter, we can. We have 4 prompts for you. They were all romance. However, we were kind of discussing backstage. We're not sure if 2 are paranormal, or what did we say the other one was? Supernatural. So they might be more
Paranormal lights.
supernatural. Yeah, but they're all romance. And then there are 2 that are contemporary romance. So, Eva is who I saw first, and I'm going to give it to 18 minutes for the first one, the first stretch. Oh, wait, JC has to.
I don't know if I can make it to the. If I'm not here when y'all get back, I'm still at the front desk.
Okay. The first one will just be a quick stretch, like a shorter one, a little stretch, like everybody's just getting warmed up, and it's the easiest prompt, I think. So we're going to do an 18-minute starter.
She said she was kidding.
Oh. Or are you really? Well, then pick a real number. And whoever does it first is who's going to win.
She probably was kidding, because knowing Eva, if she had it her way, she'd probably pick 10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes. Laura wins. 23 is so good, though.
Next time.
Give it to Esther.
Are you sure?
I will
Yeah,
keep
it's
you.
like
now and
that's
one next.
More
that's
time to
smashing
JC.
mine and Laura's together because Laura said
Okay.
22 and I said 33, 23.
That's perfect.
Oh.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, now I have to go down to 23 because my hand is too chunky to get on
I
my
am
mouse.
smashed between Laura and Sam, so
Smell.
Oh, see,
Ema,
it's meant to be.
It's a good little
Ema's
sandwich.
all
It's a good
smashed.
little sandwich.
All right, let's throw the prompt up for everybody, and go ahead and give me your feedback that you hate it if you do. Okay, prompt 1. 2 souls keep finding one another across the centuries, but never get the chance to express their love or build a life together.
I already wrote one like that.
this
Dang
is
it, I
the
never
easiest
finished it.
prompt,
Stop.
Barrett.
What?
I love that.
Oh my god!
I love
What,
that.
you didn't like it? Just too hard.
No, that's
It's
not the
great.
easiest prompt.
Oh, I thought this was the easy one. Okay. I started light.
What?
I started light, and then we're moving up.
Oh,
Is it okay
oh
if I
my
pick up my
god!
old story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Are you kidding?
One
There
that
are
I
no,
forgot
there
about.
are no
I mean, I'm not writing to the prompt,
rules.
but now I kind of like want to write the
Kinda want
prompt
to,
down
right?
so I can. Oh God,
Okay, I'm gonna save
soulmates!
this
I
prompt for
love
later.
soulmates and the
Well,
question of destiny.
if you love
Oh,
soulmates, prompt 2 is the one for you, Esther. So good luck not writing tonight, Ema.
This would be the 25th story on my pile.
Uh,
Listen,
like you know,
more stories are better. Okay,
that's right.
we're all starting. We're gonna start this omniverse of Barrett's prompts.
That's right. That's right. Here we go. So one more time. 2 souls keep finding one another across the centuries, but never get the chance to express their love or build a life together until. All right, you got
that's a
23.
That's a K drama there. I'm telling
What?
you.
Right?
Right?
I'm sure
Right?
I can find a K drama with that premise.
All that's
Okay.
in my head is, I just died in your arms tonight.
Oh, good song.
Something you said. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Lord, why
Good
you put this on
song.
my
Oh,
head?
love
Oh,
it.
my gosh.
Okay, folks.
Oh, it's
23
on.
minutes.
Sorry.
Get out there and do the darn thing. If anybody wants to join us, feel free. Let me know on Insta. If you've got a story you want to read, let me know, and you can pop up here and read it. We'd love to hear what you write. So prompt 1 is on the screen. Have fun. We're going to see you now in 22 minutes and 50 seconds.
Nia, are you joining us? Okay.
The harder prompts are coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. and the beautiful piano music. Welcome back. How did everyone do? How did things go?
I got a very angsty start going, and now I gotta make it romantic.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I have a surprise.
Yeah.
I found a Nia.
We can't hear her.
You're
Wild
muted.
Nia.
Hello. I don't pay attention to messages very well, so then I sit around like, and then I'm like, oh wait.
Well, and I literally sent her Esther's Instagram link. Like, instead of the link to the stream, I just sent her Esther because I was doing your all's pages next to her. And Esther's was the last one. So I was like, here you go, Nia. Then I was like, oh, no.
You could have just told me, send Nia the link.
I know.
And,
I'm sorry.
and I will.
That's what we usually do. Like, Esther, can you send so-and-so the link? Because, yeah, you're quicker than me.
Paul Cecile Rudolph sent me the art copy of their book, and I can't wait to read it. So,
Exciting.
I know. I'm so excited.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Yeah, big excitement. Okay, Morgan ate a sandwich and wrote 100 words. To the prompt, Morgan Lee,
Ooh.
feel free to send it when you get a little more further on it. I want to hear it. Not going on streams anymore. Not that good at streams anymore, but hey, listen, I'm not good at anything anymore. Hi, Haley's words, 76 words, way to go.
I just love her profile because I love Joy from Inside Out. And it's from Haley's profile.
Right? So Sam started a story. It's angsty to the prompt? Or like a version of a story inspired by?
No, so it's inspired by the prompt. It's about 2 paragraphs and a line in, and it's sort of like setting it up and setting the back. I can just read it if you would like.
Yeah, do it. We want to hear.
Okay. 10, 11, a dozen lifetimes gone by, and still she had never felt his warm embrace, had never been able to submit to the pull between them. There were lives she tried to move on, lives she tried to forget him, for he had never truly been hers, and yet every time, every single time, that was when he would pop up. There would be signs, of course, little hints it was him in the way he played with the end of his braid, or the air where the hair would have fallen. Comments to test the waters between them would always happen until they could confirm they had again been reborn. But those confirmations were always followed by a hunting accident, a bloody war, an incurable disease. Why was fate such a vindictive bitch? That's my angst.
Oh my
God.
So now I gotta go. Now I gotta go to the romance where they meet again.
They come up. You're getting some good energy, Christian. Giving y'all the love. Now I think Christian said earlier, was it 11 books that Christian's published in romance?
Oh wow.
Oh,
I think
nice.
it's 11 years, 5 books.
Well, 11 years, 5
Correct
books.
me if I'm wrong.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I might be wrong.
11 years is still a long time.
Yeah, that's what that's
Yeah.
still awesome.
Look at all this feedback, Sam. Nice.
Thank you.
Love it. That was
That was
amazing. Yeah, so I think you're right. Christian said 5 books, but I know traditionally and self-pubbed, and I think one just came out because I just bought one. 5 books, 11 years. There we go.
Nice.
Trying to remember numbers. Did anybody else do any writing to the prompt? Otherwise, I'm going to read some of the starred comments about it.
I have literally spent this entire time trying to find that stupid story, and I can't find it.
Oh, Laura.
It'll pop. It'll pop up.
I looked through my documents folder. I plugged in my external hard drive and went through that documents folder. I've been through my Google Docs drive. Where is it?
Oh.
I was going to write the prompt. My brain said no, and then I ended up on Margaret's Street. So I was just
Let's see.
It happens, Deidre. It happens.
I think. Wait, did I star it? Let me look, Joanne. I'm gonna look for it.
What I didn't say earlier was I originally wasn't going to work on any prompts because I need to write my newsletter, but romance prompts, and romance is my bread and butter. I've counted recently on a live stream, and I currently own between 100 and 200 physical romance books. That's not even
Physical.
counting.
Ebook,
Girl, I like it.
for sure.
Like I can reach down here. Oh,
Oh, are you okay?
yeah, I'm fine.
Was that a kid? Did we hit a kid?
No, we hit a me.
Oh. I was like, wait, what did we hit? Yeah, send it to my IG.
Well,
Joanne, we'll read it.
Annie is like a kid too at this age. You know, we gotta take care of.
Oh, this is exciting. Did we see this? Has
Yeah,
anyone
that's
seen this?
fun.
Yeah, so there's a pay to enter the New York City Midnight 500-word short story challenge at midnight Eastern. I get my genre, object, and action. That's like way
Oh
fun.
my.
I love the New York City Midnight Contest. The ghost flash
Is this a
fiction on
thing?
my website was originally written for a New York City Midnight flash
Really?
fiction.
I didn't even know it was
What?
How often do they do it?
They do there's two different ones that I remember. There's a flash fiction and a short story. No, there's three. There's the flash fiction, the short story, and then there's a script writing one. They do it, I think, twice a year. It's either once or twice a year. It's either they do each of them twice a year, or they do them each once a year, and I entered two of them, so I entered twice a year.
Okay.
But it's been a while. But yeah, the New York City Midnight contest I used to do a while ago.
Really
But yeah, I love that. They're so fun.
It sounds
Yeah,
fun.
the entry fee is a little pricey, but
Oh,
the
is it?
experience was worth it to me.
Yeah, totally. All right. Okay, so does anybody up here have anything else to read before I read
I
Joanne?
wish.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read Joanne.
I'm sorry, Laura.
Laura, you're not a little bitter after at all. are
Laura's
you?
a little bitter.
I know. I read it to Nia before for help. It
Oh,
was
which one was it? Do I have? Oh, did you read it? Did you send it to me, or did you
Is
just?
it the Lucy? It's not the Lucy one, is it?
No, I still have that
Okay.
one. It's the one where it's been so long. So it's a couple. It's a guy and a girl, and he's the main character. That's right. So he is at this like really old Gothic mansion house. He feels like he's drawn there, or like it's been haunting his dreams, and it's starting to slip into his waking world that he needs to get there. So finally he finds out where it is and he gets there, and there's like runes carved on the bedroom door, and he opens it, and it's where he sees where he died in a previous life. Like it plays out, like the room transforms with the dust rising, and it all plays out on how he died before. And a girl shows up behind him in real life, and she's like, I'm so sorry, I like cursed you to get here. So she's the reason why he's been having the visions. And so they reunite, and they're like, oh my gosh, we found each other in this life. And like there was this whole curse going down on how his mother was like, you can never be with anybody. And so she cursed him to have like a werewolf type of thing. And so he'll kill anybody that he's with. And she and him get together. They survive. And then she's like, by the way, I have like a terminal illness. So like,
Oh.
and I can't find it.
Oh,
Well,
no.
Oh,
Wow.
well, it sounds amazing.
yeah. It'll.
Yeah, did you ever send it to me, or did you just read it out loud? Because I'm looking.
I shared my screen backstage to read it, I think.
Okay.
Because I was gonna look through all. Well, it only says recent, but you know how you can search through docs that you open that are not owned by you.
Yeah.
So I was looking to see if there was something still there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna real quick read the prompt and then read Joanne's. So the prompt one more time for those that forgot was: two souls keep finding one another across the centuries, but never get the chance to express their love or build a life together until Joanne wrote, Tiwa put up one mirror in front of the other, the mirror's heaviness making her huff. This is so stupid, she muttered to herself. wondering what the point of this exercise was. Hold 2 mirrors up against one another, and you shall see your soulmate, the fortune in her fortune cookie had read. Tiwa blew a raspberry. What a bunch of nonsense. There's no way you can actually see your soulmate. She paused mid-thought. Right? Still, there was a tiny bit of curiosity poking her brain. What if it actually worked? What if she could actually see her soulmate? I know Esther loves a good soulmate story, so there's the beginning of one.
Nice.
Wait. What's this? What did I miss? Oh. You missed a lot.
There have been pen names discussed and
Way
everything.
to go, Joanne. Yes, pen names. But yeah, now everybody's writing romance.
I've
So
literally gone all
Yeah.
the way to 2011 in
It
Google
started
Docs.
with Desiree. It all started with Desiree.
You started a trend.
yeah.
Good trend.
And then we started reading naughty books, and we were like, "Oh, these are good." Okay, so that was prompt 1. I was going to share a few of the ideas that people threw around. I kind of loved Eva's was really good, but like there were some good ones. So Haley's World said, my thought is if everyone wants to use it, is that when they start to get close to each other, one of them unexpectedly dies. Dark. Technically, would that be romance?
Or to let Laurie's story.
Okay,
My story is both of these combined.
I think it can still
There
be like
is-
paranormal romance
I mean-
if they're dead and end up
So,
together in
There
an
is
afterlife.
there is a Chinese drama that way. The girl dies at a certain age always, and he knows when the flower tattoo on her back is finally fully in, and by towards the end of that life, he finds a way for her not to die, and he eventually comes back, and that's the happy ending. Because
Oh,
East Asian romances they will find a way
yeah.
to
Yeah.
make it a happy ending,
No matter what.
no matter
right.
what.
Joanne
So,
sent us the prompt. We
possible.
read it. It's a good beginning, Joanne. Keep going. I want to see where it's going. I want to see what happens next. Here was Eva's that she kind of like fizzled out on midway. So the incomplete story, the main character and love interest are both in a dream study that uses advanced technology to read thoughts, but not any thoughts, past lives thoughts. They meet in this life during a session. What a great idea. I was like, I'm loving that. It's giving me some like sci-fi vibes. Digging
That
it.
sounds like a sci-fi speculative
Tech
thing.
speculative sci-fi. Yeah, very cool.
With a subplot.
To be fair, speculative
What was that book? There was a book.
speculative fiction isn't like sci-fi. Speculative fiction is just like basically most fiction.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
It
horror,
includes horror.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Because
The
you're
only
speculating about
fiction-
something.
Yeah, the only fiction that doesn't go under speculative, I think, is contemporary. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, that's good. Joanne, you did good. Eva did great. I liked it. Speculative includes sci-fi and a bunch of other things. No
Yep.
contemporary. Fair.
Yep.
All right. Number 2 on the prompt. Do you want contemporary or do you want my other attempt at a supernatural paranormal? Because I have 2 more contemporaries and 1 more that might fall in the supernatural paranormal.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna go wherever the romance takes me.
Yeah. True.
So it doesn't matter to me.
So then say 2, 3, or 4, and then I will choose which one to
3.
put up. Boom. Prompt number 3. After a long history of dating Mr. or Miss Wrong, what if a twist of fate presents Mr. or Miss Right? How can our MC be sure? And this is not based on my life before I met my husband, even though they are oddly paralleled.
We could
I'm
combine
already
this with
thinking
the
about
last
making a
prompt.
second
Yes,
chance.
yes, there are no
romance.
rules. You what?
Yeah, I'm already thinking of making it like a second
Second
chance
chance?
romance, because that Mr. Wrong with the right therapy and tools can be the Mr. Right in a couple years or a decade.
Oh, Esther's taking on
And that's a
fixer
second
uppers.
chance romance.
You know what? That's what got me Mr. Wrongs. We're a bunch of fixer-uppers, Esther. I needed to find one that was fully renovated, good credit,
Yeah, you needed the package already
Already been
being worked
arrested. You
on.
know what I mean?
You
We've gotten through some things. We were on a good track. Like that's what
yeah.
I say.
If anybody wanted to take this in a like rom-com direction, they could just literally be named
Yes.
Mr.
Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
Yes.
I
Or
mean, if
Miss
you wanted
yeah,
to ain't like
See, broad.
multicultural, one could be, instead of Mr. and Mrs. Wrong, just take the R out of it, and Wong is
and
a last
Wong.
name, and then just put a W in front of the
right.
right, and that's another last name.
Mhm.
Y'all are creative. Y'all should be writers.
You do that.
I mean,
I'll think
I
about
mean,
it.
I
dabbling,
don't
Consider
know.
it.
Y'all are talented
Dabble.
friends. Yeah, so that's prompt 3. Now is the hardest part of
Mm.
all. Do we want to go to the audience or private chat for our timer link? Private chat. That's fine. That's what I heard first. So we went audience first time. Private chat. Throw your numbers in private chat. The first one I see is what we're going to take. Oh,
Eva, Mr. Right and Mr. Left.
Oh, hey.
You said 25. I'm okay. You know what? I was going to split the difference. So we're going
I
to go
was trying to
27.
go with what I thought.
Esther wins
everybody
again.
would want.
27-28 is what Esther said. In the
Why
middle.
am always like right in?
Yeah,
It's the exactness
Well,
that I
Odd
love.
times.
I know.
I
Odd
just
times,
So
though.
tonight I aim to please.
You are
Odd
pleasing.
time.
All right. Here we go. This time, Sam's timer, and then we're going to use a Laura Nettles timer. We're going to just equal opportunity timers, and then we're going to throw up a Loki timer because that's
Oh,
what we're doing
yes.
tonight.
Yes.
All right.
Kathleen.
The prompt one more time. After a long history of dating Mr./Miss Wrong, what if a twist of fate presents Mr. or Miss Right? How can our MC be sure? And again, mix it with whatever prompts you want, Joanne. It's like Florida, it's a lawless swamp.
On that note.
All right, we'll see you in 26.
And we're done.
Damn, I was so close. I don't know what I was close to. I was just
That's
getting.
what she said.
Oh, I never left someone hanging. Okay, let's move on. So, did anyone on stream write to the prompt? I was writing to the prompt, so I didn't see.
I was. I just need to finish my sentence.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, we got some stories to share. So I'm going to go to chat. Did anybody in chat write to the prompt or mix the prompt with the first one? If so, you know to send it to my Instagram, or if you're brave and want to join us to read it yourself, let me know and I'll hook you up.
Eva sent hers to you.
Oh, perfect. I'll read it. Hello, Shannon. Welcome, friend. Hello, Margaret Canard. Hello, friend. I know. Look at all the peoples. Yes, that's Sam being Sam. Okay, send it over. Can't wait to read. Yes, I think it's meant to be contemporary. Do we agree? That was meant to be a contemporary romance prompt? It could have been anything, though.
Could have been anything.
Yeah, you could have
I wrote 2 paragraphs for it and then went back to working on the first one.
I ate 5 packages of fruit snacks.
Nom nom.
That is amazing.
And then I wrote several paragraphs. Yes, you did a ton of live streams. Have a good night. Love ya, love ya. Don't know romance. That's okay, whatever. No, there are no rules. Wrote 49 words and finished a dialogue portion. That's good. Came up with more of the story.
Nice.
Send it my way, Joanne. Dolores was totally thinking that, JC. Y'all dirty minds. Dirty minds. And you know I'm an innocent. Would never say a joke like that at all. Of course, I will read more. Are you kidding?
You're a what now?
Innocent.
He's a liar is what he is. I mean, what?
I'm a sweet Christian lady.
Well, Sam said thank you. She said it for me.
Working on last minute things for the live stream tomorrow for the 2024 AWC. So tomorrow is, I think, the live stream where you guys are announcing all the things, right, Shannon? And if so, drop it so people know where to
I think
find.
it's at noon.
Noon, I think.
I think.
I'm gonna be a little late because my husband sprung for me to get a rub down and get my hair cut. I know he's
How
Mr. Rub.
sweet of Ricky.
He is. Although I don't know how sweet it is because I realized that's the gift I gave him for his, like he used his gift certificate that I gave him.
Hey, at least it's not going to work.
That's how that worked out.
I know. I swear it wasn't.
One good turn deserves another.
Yeah. I'm like, I think I've given some of those gifts before. Like
the same person?
Okay, I have to say
it's the ultimate sacrifice.
That's the best but that is the best regifting though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Although I did say I was like, so can I use your credit card to tip? I don't know. I'll probably put it on my own. So okay, they dropped the link, so check that out tomorrow at noon. It's gonna be great. So does anybody on screen want to read first? I have a little bit I'm gonna read and get some feedback from you guys about where I should take it.
I have something, but I keep coughing, so.
Well, do you want me to read for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, let me send it to you.
I'll read it.
I keep using to cough.
Okay. I feel you. I had a cough a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I have something too, but it's only a start because I had to work on the work I actually was supposed to do, and then I was like, well, let me take a couple minutes and try to write something for the actual prompt this time.
So tomorrow, what Sam was talking about, and it's going to be really cool. So check it out.
I came on hoping to get some work done on Nicole's cover, but these prompts, I'm like, maybe I should no.
You know, I love this.
Sorry.
It's like a great exercise. Did you Instagram me, Dee?
I can read my 2 little paragraphs. Okay.
Read, please.
Right. The last ice cream tub flew into the garbage bin. First breakup of the year, and for what? Because Kevin, asshole wrong, was upset she went to a work dinner and lost track of time. The argument had gone in nothing but circles time and time again. Well, fuck him. Grabbing her keys, she slid on her shoes and made her way to the grocery store. She needed some snacks and a self-care night to get through what would be her final breakup with Mr. Wrong. Or so she told herself.
That's the energy.
So good.
And then
I like
but
that.
my brain was so focused on my angst, I had to go work on the other one after that.
You know what's funny? When I read mine, similar. Like I only got through. I don't know if we were all having like breakup vibes, but I have definitely built up like the like Mr. Wrong part. I had a lot of fun writing all of that. So I feel like you were heading in the same direction. You were like, meh. Kevin asked wrong. Oh, you sent it? Okay. I'm gonna grab it. Yeah, fucking
Kevin, man.
Fucking Kevin.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Wait a minute. Email. I bet you sent it here.
Fuck you, Kevin. Oh, sorry.
Let's see. Did you email me, dude? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did.
Hold
So
on.
the same email is in.
That's the new call. Kevin asked for wrong.
Okay,
Let me
wait.
send it again.
Yeah, send it one more time. While we're waiting, I'm going to read Joanne's and then Eva's. Yes, husband. Oh, you're going on a walk. Okay. I love you. I'm sorry. Bad timing. Okay, Eva's. So here we go. I felt the sweat along my collar. Is it getting hot in here? Dolly, count your breaths. No panicking now. We're so close. Frank drove the Oldsmobile too fast as he weaved between the other cars. I counted my breaths. In 1, out 2. In 3, out 4. Are you sure we're not committing no crimes? I asked, looking at Frank's profile as he kept his eyes on the road. Of course not, baby. He looked at me for a moment, turning his attention back to the road as he swerved to the right and took the exit towards the studio. We've done everything they've asked of us. Now we just got to win the prize. But what if I mess up? I fidgeted with the cuffs on my blouse, a blue button-up number that Frank said looked good with my dark hair. How you going to mess up? You know everything about me, darling. Besides, we've practiced. In 1, out 2. In 3. We had practice, too. For the last week, we've been pretending to know which questions they'd ask on Find Your Match, the game show that matched people up and then gifted them a big pile of cash and prizes. Questions like, what is your ideal first date? And what are your red flags? Out 4, in 5, out 6. The car came to a stop at a red light. Frank's hand found its way to my thigh, and he squeezed. You okay, baby? The light turned green, and the car was moving again. Was I okay? We hadn't practiced that one. Well, welcome to Find Your Match, the show where people looking for love find their treasure and ditch the trash. Tonight's lucky lover is Dolly Daniels, a 26-year-old beautician from smallest town, Idaho. Dolly says she has dated the worst of the worst and is ready for the best of the best. Johnny Match, the host of the show, held the mic to his perfect smile and stared ahead at the cameras. I felt my throat tighten and tried to swallow without the entire viewing audience hearing me, let alone the mic, not a foot away. Dolly, are you ready to meet your match? Yes, I said, my own smile plastered on my face, years of cheerleading and theater making it easy. Help me out, Johnny, I giggled. You got it, Dolly. He turned to another camera. Let's meet the options. A large divider blocked my view, but I knew from prior episodes that a long red curtain just moved aside and showed 4 men, all potential matches for me. One of those 4 was Frank, and all I had to do was not mess up. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah,
Nice,
I like it.
Start, Eva.
Eva.
Like, where are we heading?
That's really good.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
Aw.
she's not going to pick Frank this time.
You know, he ain't
And I
gonna be
love
Frank.
the pauses that she does with the counting of the breathing in and
Me
out
too.
because
Yes.
it's supposed to be calming to the character but gives us the reader anxiety.
Right.
I'm like,
Like 1, 2.
oh.
Hey, Ty. See ya. Okay. So I said hey to Anna because Anna popped in. Ty popped in. Hello. Okay, we're reading from prompts. So I've got D's ready, and then I'll read mine. All right. Speed date. Oh my gosh, you got 4 pages? Okay. Go on. You had something to say? All right. Speed dating sucks. Still unable to ascertain how I allowed Star to convince me this was a good idea, I drew in a deep breath, then plastered a smile on my face as date number 1 took his seat. He wasn't too hard on the eyes, and a quick glance at the cheat sheet he had written up told me he was a chef. Maybe this won't be as bad as I thought. Hi, I said, once he was seated. I'm Eliza. Sorry, there must have been a mix-up with your name on the sheet. It just says K. He offered a creepy smile that exposed 2 golden teeth in the corner of his mouth. Yep, that's me, sweet cheeks. I'm simple like that, you know? No need for fancy names. Just call me K. Right. I said, searching for anything on the sheet he wrote up for something to cut the awkwardness. Says here you're a chef? Cooking must be your passion then, huh? He bit down on his bottom lip so hard I thought for sure it would start bleeding. I couldn't tell if it was his attempt at appearing sexy or if he had decided to make his lip dinner. Well, about that, he said, his eyes lowering as he sucked on his bottom lip. Chef there was strictly metaphorical. I cocked an eyebrow, and he continued. His sleazy smile spread. I may not be able to prepare fancy meals like a chef, he paused to do a slow, low laugh. But by the time I'm done cooking you these 5-star lines, you'll be begging to eat what I'm serving. The buzzer went off to signal the end of the first date. I held in a sigh of relief as Kay stood and moved on to Star's table. Oh, thank God. What have I gotten myself into? When Star had suggested that we visit my favorite bar and lounge for our monthly girls' night, I had been a bit intrigued, but this was not what I had in mind. Mandy's cafe and bar had been transformed into a nightmare of a dating challenge. A challenge that I was only warned that I'd been signed up for 10 minutes before we arrived. Star had led me through some interesting things growing up, with girls' night meetups ranging from wild concerts to Bible study, each one outshining the last. But using my brother's wedding as leverage to get me to agree to this charade was by far her craziest. A track of All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey rang through the speakers, reminding me of the most dreaded time of the year. I didn't understand the huge appeal of Christmas. People spent so much money on over-the-top events in the name of the season. It was also one of the only times of year that women my age were stuck in some delusional state of needing a man to be whole. I didn't understand the huge appeal of needing a man so much it's hard to breathe without them. People spent so much money on over-the apps in the name of not being alone over the jolly season. They were the same people who rushed up and down the streets in search of unnecessary gifts and wasted so much food every year while others struggle, all so they can get drunk and put innocent people's lives at risk. The same people who loved these pointless blind dates, they wasted so much time socializing when they could be leveling up in their careers. I saw firsthand how disruptive that type of lifestyle could become, and I had no intention of falling into that trap. I ran my eyes down the elaborate white icicle lights and candy canes that lined the walls, then scoffed. This was all a ridiculous waste of money. Christmas had never been good to me. All it had left me with was heartbreak and ridicule. My gaze ran over the large Christmas tree positioned in the winter wonderland setup before settling on the middle-aged man that now stood by my table. Eliza, right? The man asked, extending a hand. I'm Andy. I nodded. Yep, I would be Eliza. I tried to offer an optimistic smile. I doubted it could get much worse than Kay. Have a seat, Andy. Thanks, Tots. You're hot. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, he opened his mouth to reveal a row of botched and missing teeth. I swallowed hard, but managed to keep my game face intact. My poker face had usually been reserved for court on rough days, but this abomination of a celebration was going worse than any case I'd ever tried. Thank you, I said. With such a straight face, I was proud. The sheet here says that you're sort of a fancy lawyer. His smile went sleazy as he paused to clear his throat. I think that's hot. He leaned back in the chair and crossed his feet on top of the table. So happens I'm in the market for free counsel. My eyes went wide, but I squeezed them shut for a second, then blinked in an attempt to remain calm as I reset my battle-ready stance. I see. And why would a handsome man like yourself need counsel, Andy? I asked with sarcasm lacing my tone. He didn't pick up on the sarcasm. Instead, he offered me a slow, grimy smile as his hands went in the air and landed on the back of his head. Let's just say that's a conversation for another day when you're caught under my charm. I did a slow nod and sucked my lips into my mouth. And believe me, hotcakes, he continued, you will fall under my charm. My eyes lowered a tad. Right. Well, it was interesting meeting you, Andy. On cue, the buzzer signaled the end of date 2, and I rose to my feet. I had just about had enough of this charade. I should have never allowed Star to talk me into this in the first place. There was nothing wrong with being happy and single. I don't see why everyone around me failed to understand that. Oh no, you don't get to ditch me right now. Star Whisper shouted while attempting to run in her red skin-tight dress. Come on, Liza. There's only one date left. They're probably saving the best for last. The snicker that followed her statement said wonders about her own belief of the nonsense she was spouting. I was no quitter and knew I didn't have much choice if I was actually going to land a date for Gavin's wedding. But I was over it all. Who got married on Christmas anyway? I took one final glance around before deciding that being dateless probably wasn't so bad. The wedding was in a little under 3 weeks. I doubted I would be able to get into anything serious by then. And the last thing I needed in my life right now was a clingy fuck buddy. There were 2 things in my life that mattered right now. That was making named partner at my firm and maintaining my sanity while doing it. Relationships would just complicate that. When men heard I was a lawyer, they clammed up due to their own insecurity that I wouldn't be financially dependent on them. Or pretended to be cool with it, only to complain when I needed to work late hours to ensure I won my cases instead of coming home to please them. I could live without either scenario. I glanced around the room, then back at Star with puppy eyes. Yeah, I think I'll leave the best for you. Star growled, then turned to the organizer, who had set up, hi honey, sit down, who had set up a booth by the bar. The smile she slapped on was faker smile than mine. He looked over to the mini scene where we were creating with raised brows. I knew the organizer. He worked the bar most normal nights here and was no doubt worried we were about to start a revolution to save all the suffering women enduring these dates. Everything's great, Star lied. She pointed at me. Ladies' room? The organizer nodded and Star pulled me into the tight hug to whisper in my ear. Liza, I swear if you ditch me here, I end up the subject of the latest episode of Dateline. I will haunt you for the rest of my life. Your life. I held in a laugh. Dateline was our favorite show, but as twisted as it was, Star would probably love landing in a leading role. Hopefully not while dead. Well, at least I'll always have you with me, I teased. It's not like I'm going to just fall into the arms of a good man in this charade. Star gasped and dropped her arms as I giggled, turning to run, but colliding into stone-cold muscle before falling on my touch. Damn, D. You wrote all
that was fantastic.
In 26 minutes.
Okay, Deidre.
And
Hi, you guys.
Deidre,
This is going to be a 2024 or
like
2025
Release.
winter rom-com.
Yes.
And I'm letting you know, I will alpha, beta, arc, any type of reading. I will dedicate myself to this book.
Like,
Write
I need
it.
to hire you all for the hype
that was
team.
really good.
Yeah, I'm with Esther.
On a side note, real quick, Barrett, can you narrate everything I write? Like,
Yeah, I just love how Barrett reads.
I know.
It's like, it gives it life.
I mean, you saw the type of comments that I will leave you in the document.
yeah, I know. I know. If you guys could read the private chat, Esther, calm it down. No, that was
fantastic.
good. All right, so I have one from Joanne that's a continuation. I have something that is not as
I feel
good
like
as
I
good.
need to go add all of Deidre's books to my collection now. Like,
Oh, yes. Well, and
like,
Deidre, is this a good time to drop the pre-order
I don't
link?
get ideas like this
yes, that's a great segue.
for my own self.
Pre-order
Sure.
link. This you should write. This you should like. This is
Yeah,
that,
do this one.
like make that happen. Holy moly!
I'm thinking. Well, I was thinking, but I may as well say it may happen. I'm thinking of doing all the prompts that you've been doing as shorts and just releasing them. Because these are not stories I would write for myself. I don't think I'm funny, but
that was funny.
You are funny.
good.
That was funny. Like, I don't even need to
I-
remind. I don't even
You
need to
guys see me
remind.
over here
That was
cracking and
good.
laughing?
Like between Deidre's writing and Barrett's narrating, I low key just sort of like zoned out and forgot I was on a live. I'm sitting here doodling, and then Barrett like stopped, and I'm like, "In my audiobook pause?" The fuck?
I know. I literally started going like this, like you do when you're listening to an audiobook. I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I
like,
love a good story. That was.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are killing it with these prompts. I'm loving it. Everybody's doing great. Okay.
Yeah, Barrett
Everybody
is
ready
really
for another
great at
good story?
inflection. Eva said you're really great at
Yeah.
inflection, yes.
Oh, thank you. I would blame Act Pack as a kid and the safety kids. It's a whole story. It's a trauma. Okay. So here is Joanne. Screw it. It was better spending nights at family gatherings with nosy people asking where her significant other was, or going on blind dates that ended up with the person not knowing when to take a hint. Her eyes widened when the mirror rippled a few seconds later and a reflection started coming toward her. No, flying towards her. Holy shit, Tiwa whispered as she ducked out of the way and let the stranger slam into the ground. She rushed towards the stranger, helping them up from the ground. Oh my God, are you okay? The stranger dusted themselves as they fixed their red cap and turned it in the opposite direction. Well, that's one way to make a Saturday interesting. No, Tiwa mouthed to herself in a quiet voice. She recognized that familiar cap anywhere. This can't be my soulmate. She pointed a shaky finger at him. You can't be my soulmate, Aiden. You're my friend's ex-boyfriend. You just can't be. Aiden let out an appalled huff as he faced her. Okay, first off, rude. Second of all, it's not like I asked for this situation either. Third, you're forgetting one tiny detail. Tiwa crossed her arms over her chest. Which is? Aiden sent her a pleased smile. Lydia and I broke up. We were way too awkward being a couple. Better off as friends, actually. Tiwa raised an eyebrow. Why become a couple if you were going to eventually break up? Aiden's gaze flickered towards the ceiling. You ask way too many questions. You know that? Tiwa walked towards the side of her room that was opposite Aiden, laying her back against the wall. Comes with part of the charm. Her eyes narrowed. Now spill. Good job, Joanne. I like it. The friend of an... the ex... Wait, I just messed it up. The ex...
Best friend's ex.
Best friend's ex?
More like Ricky.
I was literally grasping for my imaginary perils. I was like,
I stared at it like...
dear fate.
Like, this one's getting messy.
Oh goodness.
That was good. I'm liking it. All right, Nia, do you want to read or no? Do you want to pass?
I might as well just read it.
Do you want me to read first and then it'll like... I don't have... It's not... It's half finished.
Yeah.
So no pressure. Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead and read yours if you want to
Okay,
read first.
no pressure. All right. First of all, I don't do first person, so this could really be a mess. Here we go. I knew I needed to end it. Jeff hadn't gone 1 week without being unfaithful the last 6 months. What hurt me the most was the fact that Jeff didn't even bother to hide the infidelity anymore. Maybe he wanted me to dump him so he could move out without any guilt. It wasn't like he'd contributed financially in any meaningful way since moving in. How did I get myself into this mess? I'm going out for a drink, I said, walking in front of Jeff on the sofa on my way to the door. I stopped and turned to face him when he looked up from his phone. Where are you going? I thought about hitting a drag bar tonight with some new friends from work. Want to share a cab? No, I need a break from you. Do you think you could not be here when I get back? The words left my lips before I fully processed what I was saying. Jeff's face crinkled like he was sucking on a dill pickle. Are you breaking up with me? I realized I was laughing only a few seconds before tears began to fall. Break up with you? That is a joke, right? Are we even a couple anymore? Or am I a much younger sugar daddy that you don't even bother to sleep with? Once again, Jeff's face registered shock. Either he was the best actor in the world, or he was clueless to his own actions and their impact on us as a couple. Although, now that I was really thinking about it, were we ever a couple, or were we fuck buddies with a shared love of dim sum? I'm really hurt. I think it would be best if you stayed out tonight and gave me some space. Jeff's tone defiant as he crossed his arms across his chest. I turned on my heel and walked back to the bedroom. I crossed the space from the door to the closet in 5 strides and reached for that trash duffel bag he moved in here with. I snatched every last button-down, sweater, and pair of pants that looked like his and stuffed them into the bag in wads. Next, I moved to the dresser to pull out his socks, underwear, and his prized t-shirts. I swept my arm along the top of the dresser and sent the countless bottles of cologne and body spray into the duffel. I snatched the 2 framed photographs of us from the top of the dresser and put them in the bulging bag for good measure. What do you think you're doing? Jeff huffed, as he started to realize that I wouldn't be the one vacating my apartment tonight. He reached out to touch me, and I pulled back and squeezed past him back into the hallway to begin getting his toiletries from the bathroom. I was sending this trash box packing once and for all. I won't be leaving tonight, but you will be. You know, you're kind of hot when you're mad, Jeff said as he caressed my arm. And then paused. I ran out of time.
That was really
needs
good.
to be.
How dare you run out of
I
time?
was,
Damn,
how dare you? I'm here waiting.
I need
I'm
you to finish
waiting
that
to see
one.
what's happening. I
need
thought
you
you
to
were
finish
continuing the story. I was like, wait, why are we pausing? Story
I
mode.
never had a
I'm
good
here.
breakup. I never got to break up with
Sure.
anyone.
Barrett,
Esther got
again,
my back.
like you have the best voice for queer rom-coms.
I'm.
Like it's just like
I mean,
I need you to realize it. If you don't get it, I'll tell you every day. It's like so damn good. Oh,
Well, I hope so. We're gonna see. You're gonna also get to be my alpha reader. So surprise.
I
Um.
will.
Notice I didn't
Sign me
ask.
up.
I just said.
yep.
Oh,
Okay, Nia, you want to read? No. Yay. No. We
Yeah,
got.
if there's not time, we can skip
Oh,
those.
we have
Do
all
it,
the
do
time in the world.
Sorry, I wrote this in the last 10 minutes. It's not great, so sorry. But here it goes. When I received the wedding invitation, I couldn't believe it was happening again. This was the third ex of mine in 2 years that was going to be marrying the person they started dating right after we broke up. I was starting to feel like I was the one passing the baton in a relay race, then watching someone else cross the finish line and getting the prize. So now I'm sitting here, 3 slices of cake later, in a dress with a tad too much cleavage, at a table with other singles and exes, I guess, wondering, was this guy Mr. Wrong after all? Or was the problem just me? The couple ends their dance, and the music kicks up a notch, and the guests crowd the dance floor. I grab a glass of champagne from the server walking by and start to plot my exit when I get a nudge on the shoulder. Friend of the groom or bride? The guy next to me asks. I'm the groom's ex, I sigh. I mean, I'm happy for him, and I'm the one that gave him the "it's not you, it's me" speech. Who knew that less than a year later I'd be here watching him getting a happily ever after with someone else? Yikes, he says. High school friend of the bride. I had a huge crush on her in school and never said anything. Got friend zoned, and I've stayed there ever since. She friend zoned you? Her loss, I said, wondering how she didn't notice this gorgeous guy with the deep left dimple and hazel eyes. I may have had a glow up since high school, he chuckles. I'm Luke. Carly. I give him a half grin and lift my glass of champagne. He joins me and raises his glass. Here's to not being Mr. and Miss Right. We drink to that. Do you dance? He asks, giving me a oh so cute sly grin. As I put my glass down, he holds out his hand to me, tipping his head to the dance floor, showing off that chiseled jawline. Come on, let's show them what they're missing. And that's where I ended it.
So I love it. First of all, raise your hand if you'd be
So
pissed
good.
to get an invitation from someone you broke up with to their wedding. I would
I'm
open
not going.
like,
I'm
oh,
not going.
no.
I'm not
How
going either. I'm
dare
not going
he
either.
do that?
And no, but not one,
Also,
3.
yes.
The
3.
third, 3.
This was the third time.
Some lukewarm Luke.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really,
That
really
was
good.
great. I
That
love that.
was.
Hi, Heather,
Mm,
friend from across the
I
world.
mean, all of the looks I know are fictional, but also I have met a few Lucas, because obviously it's just, they have to be in Spanish, and they have been quite good.
Yeah, that's
I mean, like I
So
said,
Lux
before I
and
and had a Ricky,
Lucas
I had
can
a
get
Luke.
it.
they're good names.
Okay. Well, did anybody else have anything to read before we give the last 2 prompts? And we'll let you guys choose which prompts you want to read.
But we know different Lukes.
I know, the lukewarm. I know. I was like, that's
I'm
just
like, lukewarm where?
right. Well, because Esther and I were both like, oh, we've done a Luke. So, all right. I'm going to read prompt 2 and prompt 4, and then you guys decide which one you want to write to. Or, again, we can let people write to both. But prompt 2 was our other paranormal-ish. It's, When soulmates are separated, when one is wrongfully imprisoned, they keep their commitment and love alive through letters. An opportunity opens for them to reunite. So that's number 4. I guess that's not, doesn't have to be supernatural, does it, Esther?
Yeah.
Just in prison, so no. So I just failed that altogether. Okay, prompt 4. A chance meeting at a local bookstore has sparks flying as two strangers have so much more in common than their book titles.
Yes.
Mm,
I mean,
Prompt 4.
your like love
you got
bookstores
mail.
and a room of writers, like
Right? I mean,
everyone. I'm sure everyone here at least has dream of a bookstore date.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I said about the bookstore date.
I
say it
think
louder.
He's not listening. He's in there watching something dumb. All I hear is explosions.
We went on a
maybe
bookstore date
create
last
a-
week. That's when we got this.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
See, it's fate.
maybe create a Pinterest board of like bookstore dates aesthetic and send it through text or email.
I'll tell you how bad
Send a different one every day.
my sister and her husband, their first date, they went to a bookstore and bought a book and like buddy read it together. Like their second date was talking about the book, which I'd never heard of that. And like they were talking about it to Ricky, and he's like, "Oh, that's a great idea." I said, "Yeah." I said, "We should do that." And he's like, "Well, I don't really like to read." And I sat across the table like, "How are we married? Like, how did this end up
It's like
happening?"
we can do a graphic
Right?
novel, you can do an audiobook, and I can do a physical book. Like, meet me halfway.
He's like, "I love the adaptions." And I was like, "Seriously, how did this happen?"
May I recommend a
How did
Junji
we get
Ito?
Well, you can go to the bookstore and find a book that has an adaptation.
That's what I was
Adaptation.
gonna say.
And then you read it, he can watch it, and then you can discuss the differences.
This is so true. Everyone is so talented.
Yeah.
That is.
Actually,
Wait, Ricky doesn't like to read at all?
He's dyslexic. So in school, because he's an old, much older than me, many months. They actually, like in his small town, he had teachers that called him dumb when he had trouble reading, and were like really kind of mean to him. So, and he didn't know the dyslexia thing until later.
Those weren't
People
good
suck.
teachers. Those were not good teachers.
I know. So
I'm
kind of
dyslexic.
discouraged. See, I'm not alone.
Yeah. If he's anywhere near my age, we didn't know what dyslexia was until we saw it
I
on
lovely
the Cosby Show.
came to the door
I
when I started
didn't-
talking about how old he was. So that he heard.
I didn't know I was dyslexic until my
I mean,
early
you tend to
20s,
hear when someone's
so.
talking trash about you.
So the dyslexia later in life is normal because, like I said, I didn't. That was never an issue for me, so I didn't really know. But
dyslexia wasn't really. I mean, it's still not really well known, but it was. They didn't really have a word for it until the 90s, and then so there wasn't really any support or anything for it until like after I graduated high school. And even now, I feel like it's mischaracterized, and I will die on this hill because it's like, oh yeah, so if you have dyslexia, that means that like your words float. You get like numbers or certain letters and stuff backwards. Your E's are backwards, and your 3's are backwards. I don't have to deal with any of that, but I do have to deal with things like word replacement, word approximation, combining words when I talk. I feel like dyslexia it's more a communication thing because it affects all areas of your communication, the way you think, the way you process information. It can affect you vocally. My sister said the word frustrated, right? Like this is her word. And one day I looked at her and I was like, man, I really love that you say frustrated. It's just a really cute word to express your feelings. And she's like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, I'm like, what do you think you said? And she's like, I said frustrated and flustered. And I'm like, girl, you've been saying frustrated for at least 4 or 5 years.
oh wow,
For like 4 or 5 years. She legitimately thought she was saying 3 words, she was saying 1.
Oh, wow.
So there's
Okay.
just there's so much to it.
I
But
should pay
yeah,
attention
like
to that.
it also affects how you do math.
Math is
Like,
hard.
I think math
Math
is
is hard
I think
for me.
it's called dyscalculia.
No.
It's not, isn't it?
There's-
Is it different?
Dyscalculia is a dyslexia of numbers,
Okay.
but dyslexia still affects how you do math because it's about how you
Oh.
process information. So
Okay.
like
Oh.
I felt really stupid in middle school because I couldn't do the math the way the teacher said, and like my dad got really frustrated because he's like amazing at math and he knows that I was good at math. I just couldn't do it the way the teachers wanted me to do it, and he would get frustrated because he's like, well, and he couldn't help me. My papa, he is also dyslexic. He like I was on the picnic table in the front yard trying to do my math homework and very frustrated, and he came up to me and he like looked down at it and he was like, all right, let's do our math from the hundreds place. And he like basically we process the math backwards. So like we start from the biggest place and we just kind of know when it's going to carry over. So we're just like, okay, it's going to go over this many before we like even do it. Yeah, dysgraphia is another one. I actually have a video called The Dys Disorders where I like talk about, because I wanted to talk about like being a dyslexic author, and so I was like, all right, let me research more into dyslexia, and there's like 3 different types of dyslexia, and like because you're either born with it or you get it through trauma, basically.
I could open a can of worms on the trauma.
I talked to an older teacher once. She had been teaching for like 30, 40 years. And she said the thing about the learning disabilities is it's really hard for some teachers don't really know how to diagnose which one is which because they weren't taught that. Like when they were learning when they were training to be a teacher, they didn't teach them that. So it's kind of hard for them to sometimes pinpoint, what learning disability, each individual child is, suffers with. Well, not suffers. That's wrong word.
I get you. There's also like an issue that there's a lot of overlapping symptoms and stuff. Like my friend CB Ferenz, who's also author tuber, she has ADHD, and we like to say it's like they're the cousin disorders, dyslexia and ADHD, because they have so many overlapping things, and so we'll just like be talking about. Hi.
Sorry, I was waving at Esther doing some sort of filming.
You're
Sorry.
fine.
Oh gosh.
So
I
did
didn't
I.
even notice. I didn't even
I know, Laura and I were like,
I'm so engrossed in Sam's talking. I'm like,
Somebody-
Right, I was listening to Sam. I was like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I usually just do it mute so you guys can keep talking, and it's like no one will know unless you were around.
I saw Barrett wave. I was like, is somebody leaving? Then I saw the camera, so I started waving. But yeah, so like, there's
that's really
cousins.
interesting because I didn't know there were that
also-
many types.
Yeah,
I had
and there's
ADHD.
also like sub thresholds, and a lot of these things are like comorbid, which means like they generally come together.
Crossover. Yeah.
And like so like people with dyslexia often also have a sub threshold of OCD and a couple other things, which basically means you don't have it strong enough that it disturbs your life enough to get an official diagnosis, but you do still definitely have it because it affects your things. Like I have OCD, and oh god, the amount of overwhelm and stress I get when certain things don't like I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's not organized this one way, it doesn't matter, but then like I'm going to die inside if it's not.
Yes,
so it does matter.
Sam, I used to have friends that came to my house and they knew that I liked things certain way. I knew where everything was. I knew where it was positioned. If you turned it halfway, I would know. And they would mess with me. They would just move things around in my house just to mess with me. I'm like,
and it makes you irrationally murderous too.
Yes, because you're like, I know that wasn't like how I had it. Like in your head, and you're just like, you just move.
Well, they were
I was literally
trying to
my
see.
house.
They were really trying to see if I really noticed the inch that they moved it. I'm like, yes, I noticed.
It's like, you want to fuck around and find out? I'll show you.
We're gonna enter the find out period.
Yeah.
Right
But
at
if you're an old like me, you were lucky if you had a teacher who had the same issues because they're the ones who noticed it.
Yeah.
When I was very young, my teacher would read to, I tell everybody the teacher who would read to us, she's the one that recognized it. And she helped me get a narrator in my head to read ahead of me so that I don't stumble over my words as much when I read. So when the narrator's on, you can tell I read much smoother. When I'm not using the narrator, I trip over my words, blend my words. It's a hot mess when I'm reading. And then it was a math teacher I had, and nobody knew what it was. She just helped me. She's like, why don't you let just read it in your head first? And then we were coping mechanisms. That's all it was. We had no idea what it was. And then in math, I went up to the board one day and I was like looking at the letters, and my math teacher, whose daughter happened to be she was like the number one student in our school, but she noticed me doing that. And then she said, I noticed that you get the answers right down here when you're working out the problem. But then when it's A, B, C, or D, I'm like, I can't tell. I couldn't even tell that the letters were switched in order. And so she gave me coping mechanisms for that. And she's the one who said what it was. This was by the 90s. So she had a name for it. And then she goes, remember that? Did you ever see that episode of The Cosby? I said, I saw that episode of The Cosby Show. That's what it is. Oh, that was as much as I knew about it. But I was like, okay, keep on coping.
I remember I found out because Disney did a special, like one of their actresses had dyslexia, and she was like sitting there talking about her symptoms and her struggles in school. And I was like, wait a second.
I was like,
and I called my grandma, and I'm like, Grandma, I think I might be dyslexic. And she's like, probably, it runs in the family. And I'm like, what?
No one told.
No one told you anything.
But my grandma's attitude was just like, she's like, well, we helped you deal with it well enough. It didn't matter. And I'm like, I mean, it's fair, but also it would have been nice to know.
Oh, yeah. Dolores said something.
Life easier.
This was when Rick found it. Was a great teacher at a community college before he went and transferred to university. Like, caught it and gave him some help in figuring it out. And it was like night and day diff. So, yay for the like people who were trained and knew what the heck they were doing.
Good teachers
makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do one more. We're going to go with 4 because, again, this was the one I was kind of feeling. Because, again, who doesn't love a bookstore romance? The one that inspired this was on Reedsy, and it was about a CD. And I was like, do people still buy CDs? But then I was like, wait, but what if it was a bookstore? And they pick up the same title. Because then I was like, wouldn't that be kind of cute if, like, the Meet Cutes, like, that's what I was envisioning. Like,
but you gotta get CDs, Barrett. But you gotta get CDs. I still listen to CDs.
They still make CDs.
Yes, and I still listen to them.
They make cassettes too. Limited run cassettes.
I like
they're
vintage records.
They're very expensive.
Mind blown. A cassette, where would I play it? Like, I don't even know.
But there's a dark
if you still have
lo-fi.
This drive.
There's a dark lo-fi artist who does limited run cassettes of the mixes.
I saw
Well, maybe he sells. Maybe he sells. Yeah.
I'll buy a Walkman.
You saw a Walkman at Walmart
Well, like
Yeah.
Pete,
in 2023.
I know, right?
as mildly
They
like
sell
Was it
LPs
today?
too, so
as
you can
mildly
buy
elitist and
LPs.
everything as it sound, like the sound coming off of a cassette or like a vinyl or something is actually different. So because of the
Yeah.
materials and stuff that it's played
I
off
believe
of. So
Yeah.
And it's actually like mono sound or something, like the way that they the word.
So it actually-
I forgot the word.
the
Process.
stereo, there's like the mono stereo surround sound.
Yeah, there's a word for the process of
Analog?
a digital song and a song that goes in a CD or a
Analog?
cassette
Analog.
or a vinyl. It's not that. It's the mastering that goes. Mastering is the word that I was trying to, like, the way they master the songs for all the different medias is different. So that's why it could sound different too.
Fascinating. And I'm not saying that when we do this next Friday that Miley's new video will be one of the prompts, but next Friday, Miley's new video will be one of the prompts. So that gives you a week to to watch it cry with Esther and I, who are dead inside.
Is that
And
the one that came out today?
feel, yes, if it could make us feel, which is hard to do, very hard, dead.
Does it have to do with siblings?
No, it's all about
Then
like
I won't feel.
No.
It's all about making mistakes because you're
It's
young.
all about looking
Yeah.
back at your
Yeah.
dumb self.
And like forgiving
Oh,
yourself.
that's why y'all were talking about that.
Yeah. It's like looking
Yeah,
at your
I have a disclaimer that I am in fact do not have feelings asterisk unless dealing with siblings. And then I will cry so hard, so fast.
Anna's like cutting into my theme, but I don't know. You never know. Who knows? It could be. All right, so we've got our last prompt. I'm going to put some minutes on the board. This one is Laura Nettles' timer. I did beach because it's summer and it's almost over, and I did not see a beach this summer. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm inviting guests. No, Barrett, present. Here I am. This is why Nia didn't make it, because I was sending Instagram links instead of. Okay. All right. Oh, and I don't have the prompt up. This is so new to me. Okay. Prompt 4. A chance meeting at a local bookstore has sparks flying as two strangers have so much more in common than their book titles. Write whatever you want. You don't have to write this prompt, but you have to write. Oh, yes, you don't have to write. That seems a little, but you have to do something for 25 minutes, and we'll see you on the other side.
You have to breathe.
You have to breathe. Yeah, you
Don't
can't
tell
hold
me
your
what to do, Laura.
Don't tell me to breathe. I'll breathe if I want to.
breathe. You must exist. Oh, happy summer, the sounds of the ocean and the breath. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Raise your hand if you have an air fryer. Yeah, you gotta. What? I know. Ah,
I do now. I do now.
who needs one? Was it Laura that didn't raise? Okay, Laura. Someone's getting a gift from America.
Life changing, Laura. Life changing. Although this is my first air fryer meal tonight.
Well, once you
And
go to the fryer,
It's
you
also
never.
my first meal of the day. So that could be coloring my thoughts because I'm just super hungry. But it's delicious. I may never
Good.
go back.
Good night, Haley's World. Thank you for the sprints. Going to eat dinner tonight. For the sprint, I wrote 120. For today, I wrote 340, making it a total of 2673 in my doc. Way to go. Nailed
So
it.
crisp, so delectable. Okay.
Yeah. So, how's everybody doing? What did everybody do that sprint? I feel like it was the wind down. I feel like everybody was kind of like stretching before bed. Esther
I
was saying,
put some chicken strips in the oven.
oh, if you had an air fryer.
I just had chicken
Oh.
strips in the air.
Yeah, in the air fryer.
all right,
Or mine were nuggets. Same thing. Same thing.
yes, we got to get Laura an air fryer. Okay.
100, I think, Laura. Don't you dare buy it for yourself, Laura. It's a gift from me.
Aw.
I wish Ruel was in the chat so I could thank her, but she's the one who sent it to me.
Yes.
Oh, that was so sweet. You'll catch her. Don't you even worry.
Yes.
Heather made notes about some upcoming videos and connected an editor for book 2 of my YA Paranormal. Way to go, Heather. I feel like it's morning over there. Like, I feel like you're starting your day. But I
Is
could be
Heather in
wrong.
England too?
I think Heather is in
Australia?
Australia.
Oh,
Too.
okay.
Australia.
I think she's
Yeah.
one of the Aussie friends.
Definitely in the morning.
Yes. So I feel like it's morning for you. It's nighttime for us.
I did 242 words for the prompt.
Woohoo!
Killing it.
Nice.
Which prompt did you, the previous that you were writing on?
No, I did number 4.
New one.
So I sent it to you, Barrett, if you would like to read it out loud.
Yes, I do.
Because Barrett must read everything from now on.
Yes, I have now decided Barrett is my designated narrator.
You should just start a YouTube channel of you just reading books.
I feel like that'll
Yeah.
get you in trouble, won't it?
Well, I
People do
mean,
Yeah,
people
if they're
can
public
send you
domain,
books
it'd be
free.
fine.
People do it.
You know,
If they're indie book
If-
authors and you get their permission.
Yeah, and
If the
Oh.
candle thing is not popping, you could try to turn a closet into a sound booth and be a
yeah, I mean,
audiobook
Esther?
reader.
you can read my audiobooks. I'll pay.
I spent the
You
first 17 years of my life in a closet. I'll be damned.
Not going back. Not going back.
No, you cannot keep the door open. It's not good for acoustics.
No, but I
Get
Um,
back in that closet.
I don't think I could edit it because I really don't like the sound of my own voice. So, you know what I mean? Like, doing the editing would suck. I have a lovely story from Sam, and Sam, you wrote a lot.
See, I was just gonna write a couple paragraphs and then go work on the other one, but it
Oh, this one called
Took
to
on a
you.
life of its own. Huh?
Did it get away from you?
a little bit.
All right. So, oh, wait. Oh, we have 2. Dolores sent one too. Oh, yay. Okay, good. Dolores, I got it. Okay, we're going to read both. Hang on. So here is, let me put the prompt back up. There it is. So a chance meeting at a local bookstore has sparks flying as 2 strangers have so much more in common than their book titles. Sam is first up. There it was, in glorious, hard-to-read cursive, Leading His Heart by Pamela Olivia, sat among its steamy brethren. An ocean of chest-bearing men held their lady loves in tantalizing poses, and now her story was among them, ready to titillate readers. Pamela could feel the tears prick her eyes. After all the years of rejections, there it was. Excuse me, a man's voice startled her, causing her to jump to the side. Are you planning to buy that one? He mentioned to a book, not just any book, motioned to a book, not just any book, but to Leading His Heart. Oh no, she said quickly. I've already read it. Have you? Her cheeks reddened. Oh, that's a silly question. If you're here to buy it, isn't it? Actually, I have, he said with a warm smile. I wanted to buy a copy for my cousin. The man took the book, her book, and nodded politely, lingering. Excitement thrummed through her like electricity through a steel pole. Not only was he a reader, he liked her book enough to buy it for someone else. Pamela was having the absolute best day, and when he turned that warm smile back to her, she risked hoping it would get better in another way. I hope this isn't too forward, but would you like to get a coffee? We could talk about the book or pick a buddy read. Pamela nodded. A buddy read sounds fun. Any ideas? Sam, I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love
At
it.
some point, I paused and I was like, I should describe him. Nah. I moved on.
Like, I love it. I want to see
A man who would walk straight off of a cover.
I know, right? Ooh, Laura.
This is why she's the queen of descriptions.
Can we just say I didn't even think of the author? Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know why I didn't even think of that as an idea. Brills.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check out my chicken strips.
Get them chicken strips, Laura. All right.
I was like, at what angle can I take this to make it the absolute most cavity-inducing sweetness?
I love that. I loved it.
I wanted the diabetes to be off the chart. Thank you.
Also, the hard to read curse, and I'm like, yes,
Yes,
so
right?
many covers, so hard to read.
Exactly. I thought the same thing.
They're like, it's gotta be fancy and like and dreamy and shit. Cause then I'm like, no, bitch, I just want to read it. What does it say?
I can't say what it says. Oh my God.
When you have to read the
I'm like,
spine.
do I need to? Sometimes not even this spine. You have to like open it and be like,
Yeah.
let me see it in black and white and see if I can figure this title
Sometimes the
out.
black and white is still in the same cursive, so
Yeah.
it's like
the same font
So you
again.
have to like go to the first page or the second page to look at the header, which
Yeah.
usually is written on a normal.
if I have to go that far to find it,
And it's like, oh, that's the title. Yeah, I felt that part very hard.
Okay, Dolores, you're up. Here we go. Dolores' story. Reach for the old copy book. I can't believe they have a copy of this. Just as I got to pull it out, it won't budge. What's wrong? I pull again, and I hear an off from the other side of the shelves. Excuse me, I found this first. I hear the muffled steps of boots against the carpeted hall. No, I found it first, says a person who is just slightly taller than me. When was the last time I saw someone here besides the old trader? I take the old bound book. I'm sorry, but I've been waiting for Joe to come back from the planet for cycles, just hoping he would find this book. I have also been waiting for her to find a collection too. Wait, you like fables also? I say. I walk right up to them, feeling even more excited than when I found the book. Have you seen the holo on the Serpent's Journey as the sun? Yes, of course, they say, looking taken aback. Anybody with their right mind would have seen it at least once. Do you like Atoll by chance? They look questioningly at me, like unsure if they should answer. Yes. Why? How about this? I will buy the book from Joe and buy you an Atoll in Nina's Cafe in the station's plaza, where we can carefully look it over and talk about any inconsistencies that we see in the source material from the holos we have both been endlessly watched. I'm practically in their face, doing everything possible not to jump up and down like a child with excitement. They look slightly down at me and then at the book. I have clutched to my chest, and then as they look back at my face and our eyes meet, I see something. A sparkle that can't be from the station lights, and they don't look sick, though it caused my stomach to churn in a way I only get from watching old holos. Okay, but I will buy the Atolla, and we share custody of the book. I like it. You took it a whole different way.
and they share custody.
I know,
So
right?
silly, you know? He just already have a child. Oh,
A
Well,
book,
book baby.
a book baby.
a book baby. Way to
Actual
go.
baby.
Esther said, oh, reading beside each other, the fandom, yes. The sparkles fly. Although I like this one too. The sparkles cry. How are the chicken strips, Laura? Kill me. This way I don't stay up to 10.
What?
How are your chicken strips? I called you the wrong name. That's why you didn't know who I was talking to.
No, I heard that part.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, they're all right. Pretty good.
Good.
I love the barbecue sauce. Sweet baby rays.
Dolores,
Wait,
don't
you put that
assume
in
he's
Canada?
not a vampire.
Do you have to order that in Canada, or is it in stores?
It's in stores.
What?
Yeah.
Way to go,
What is
Canada.
what is in store?
Sweet baby rays.
Barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, we have sweet baby rays here too.
Sweet
Oh,
and
yeah.
spicy. is my
That's the
favorite.
best. They have a brown sugar. Oh, that one's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like the brown sugar ones. I like the hickory smoke too.
Yeah.
Give me that sweet and spicy. Dolores said, I had to challenge everyone's contemporary and make it sci-fi. You nailed it. That was fun.
Nice.
That was great fun.
Don't assume my reader in the bookstore isn't a vampire, Dolores.
That's all right. That's all right.
Or an alien disguised as a human.
Right?
Aliens are among us, apparently, so it could be. Could be.
Haven't they always been? When did that become new? I am convinced I dated some aliens in the past.
Well, I'm convinced I saw one last night. Right, Jason? Can we
I
see
think
one
it's
last
too
night?
hot for them to be here.
Did we see
There will be
an
like
alien?
Yeah.
I'm so confused right
belt thing inside
Let's
of
go
the
back.
human
now. I'm
body.
so confused. Wait, I'm so confused. What?
Oh, I didn't know this.
Remember that picture we
Girl,
saw
last
last
night.
night?
Oh, I probably butchered that.
My
Sorry.
memory,
I'm sorry,
is
Dolores.
not all that great.
Is it a toll or a tole?
Okay.
Atoll?
I'll put it in
Atoll?
private chat.
No, Laura, we were on your stream last night. What happened last night?
I don't know. I'm not Mexican, so I don't know.
Have something to do with grumpy old men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Oh yes. Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, no,
Do I
it's giving
want-
aliens a bad
Oh,
name.
I know.
You can't compare him
Yeah.
to an alien. That's giving aliens a bad name. Come on.
The aliens are like, we
They
don't
don't
touch
know
that.
what's going
We
on,
don't-
but it's wild
Oh.
out
It's
of
the same thing
context.
with the look at the private chat. Look at it's the same thing when people always compare him to a kindergarten. I'm like, you're giving kindergartners a bad name.
Second one, Esther. My mom told me about it. I have not actually had it. So what was the second one?
Atole. Oh,
Atole?
it's a corn and masa beverage. It can be flavored with vanilla, cinnamon, and guava. And there's a
Ooh.
chocolate one
Yep, I'm in.
Oh.
that's called champurrado.
Yep, that's gonna
Ooh.
tear my stomach up. But
Okay.
I'm in.
I'm yeah. That's it. It looks like a creamy, very, very white coffee, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be coffee.
Hi, kitty.
That Artemis.
No, this
You know,
one's Balder.
it looks
Artemis
like
is
coquito,
over there.
actually.
As she pans the screen slowly.
Trying to find Artemis.
Where are you?
Oh, he's hiding.
I will not be found.
I would imagine, Dolores, that it will be really good, but it looks really thick.
It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, first of all, Dolores, that could be a prompt right there, couldn't it?
Ah!
I know someone who has
No.
a series that will do very well if there's an addition to it with that kind of
With
situation.
I mean, think it's good.
All it makes me think of is when Tiffany's dad dropped her. And no, wait for it. You'll understand in a minute. he kept saying he was going to get a Frosty to drink. And so then, like, he stopped, I don't know, probably an hour from their house on the way back and got a Frosty and kept, like texting, or I guess not texting. When they talked, like, I can't drink the Frosty. Like, the Frosty just wouldn't, I mean, it was like an hour, 2 hours. I left it out. And we were like, yeah, because it's too thick. Because, like, it's not made to be drank. That's why they give you a spoon. Like, what? So that's all I thought about. I wasn't thinking anything nasty, Dolores.
Yeah. What are you guys
You okay? You
I mean, don't worry. Dolores
Good
writes
Nick.
erotica. She
Good
knows
Nick.
where you
Chocolate, good
went.
Nick.
It's okay.
To be honest, I was thinking about
welcome.
Idris Elba. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure he is good and thick. And he's
I do not know whose voice I heard. I'm thinking it's coming from Dee's house, but that voice needs to be doing an audiobook.
What?
His
There
voice coming in
was
the
a
background.
very
Babe, did you make the
low
noise?
man.
Oh, is that Sam's
It's
husband?
Sam.
Lord, tie me
Oh,
up.
shoot,
Tie me
really?
down. Someone give that man a microphone.
Barrett, he's married. To me,
Oh, Barrett.
specifically.
I don't understand.
Great voice, though.
Barrett heard you talking, and now he's lusting after your voice.
Great. Voice.
My
No.
husband's so confused.
He goes, what?
He's just playing Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch.
Oh, that's hilarious. He's like, let me be. See, Dolores, you're welcome.
This is so fun.
Wow. What a night, y'all. We laughed. We cried. Did we cry? No. We laughed.
Well, I might have laughed so hard that I might have shed a tear or two. You know.
Tears were shed at the loss of my story I can't find.
Oh, it'll turn up. Laura.
You'll find it, Laura.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere in that pump. You just gotta dig.
You'll find it as soon as you stop looking for it.
That's true.
There you go.
I looked through my documents folder. I looked through my pictures folder. I looked through the hard drives, like my backup hard drives documents folder. I looked
Don't
through
look
all
for it.
3 of my Google Docs.
Well, you wouldn't have deleted it. It's got to be there.
Yeah.
I checked my emails.
You know what I did one time, Laura, on something I couldn't find? I accidentally put it, like, combined it with something else.
Oh, like
And when I went, yes. So when I went to go, when I couldn't find it, I was like, I can't believe it. I never deleted anything. What the heck? I was reading something else of another, like, short little, I just write the ideas down. And underneath it, there it was. I was like, I was looking for you months ago.
so what you need to do
And
is go
have
through your
you,
multiple hard drives and read everything.
Everything. Just read everything.
But
Laura.
have you
All of
like
it.
changed from the last update? Like, you know, when you have the list of your documents and you can click on the date and it'll show you from the last the one
Oh.
that you updated
Not a
the
bad idea.
earliest or currently or whatever. See if that way, like, if you remember kind of like when you sort of opened it
I
and read
checked
it.
every Google Doc to 2011.
It's got to be somewhere. It didn't just.
It's
First
not
of all,
like a
you are
just
so
a
organized.
normal document.
I don't remember what I named the story. It's like,
Oh.
Do you remember a character name? Can you do like a search, like go in a hard drive? And
no,
do
I
a
don't remember the character name. I remember that I talked about dust and a door. So
Well,
I
know.
used those 2 keywords and it just kept bringing up tiny shivers.
Those, oh, I was like, those aren't common. Yeah, they are.
They are
Oh,
expensive.
it's like I said, it's going to turn up when you least expect it. Like you'll
Yeah.
be looking for your taxes, and it'll be like, oh,
Like, how the fuck this get in here?
what in the flick? No, but there is nothing worse than losing a story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I had a decent chunk in that one.
If I had a beer, I'd pour one out.
This is for my homies. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to know some song.
Speaking of tiny shivers, I just have to
I
say,
get
I
it.
do appreciate the titles, because I like food, and a lot of them are food. Like there was deviled eggs and today's marshmallow, so I was like, I
Ooh.
like food. It's giving a meal. Going through.
Oh,
Yesterday
I
was
like.
breakfast and today's
The
dessert.
holiday food horror is less horrific for the human reading it.
Oh, I don't read horror, so I'm just reading one a day, and if it gets a little bit too, then I just like, okay, wrong story.
And we're done with this one.
Wrong one, not for me. Not
Turn the
for
page,
me.
not that one. Nope. No thanks.
It's like I want to sleep.
Oh, bless. Okay, I said we'd be here till 10. It is almost 10. Thank you all for hopping on here. This was totally random and not very well planned. I will plan better in the future, so I will be here Friday nights. Anyone who wants to come, you know how to find me. If you're up here now, just tell me when I come back, and I'll shoot you links from now on. You come back and
I want to come back.
Come back.
cool. Then
You
I'll
just
be all
throw links at me, and I'll be like, "What? Ooh!"
Yeah, send me the
Throw 'em
links.
Sam is like Friday
and-
nights booked.
Like it was like Barrett came in chat today, and he's like, "Hey, anybody who wants to come on screen?" And I was like, "So, how late does this go? I have no ulterior motives." And I'm like, "Babe, I might have a chance to live stream with people today." And then my husband's like, "Mm-hmm." And I'm like, I need a positive or negative reaction. He's like, well, you haven't asked the question. And I'm like, because I'm waiting for a reaction before I know to ask the
Right.
question. And then Barrett's like, do you want to join us, Sam? And he was like, Sam, join them. And I'm like, hon.
I have to.
I have been
I
so
was,
many.
I was in a Discord call with a couple other people who were doing work and chill. And I'm like, I got to go live stream now, y'all. I'll talk to you later.
Well, now you've been literally in the center of the crazy. Just we put you right in the middle of the chaos.
Welcome to the chaos train.
This is it. And you even have a little Richard at the beginning with his nasty. What was it? The beating pin and the icing. I don't know.
Rolling pin icing buns.
And the buns. Richard, the wailing mattress. All right. If anyone in the chat is still there and alive, now's the time to drop your things, whatever you've got going on, drop them so we can be there. Sam has an event tomorrow at, did you say right after Shannon's 1 o'clock? 2 o'clock.
Mine's at, Shannon's, I think, is at 1 o'clock Eastern. Mine is at 2 Central. So hers would be at like noon Central.
3 Eastern.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
So 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, the AWC announcement, and then 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, Flash free-for-all
The
for
Flash
Sam.
Fiction free-for-all.
Yeah.
Mia was like me there. I could see because the time zones. Me and I do the same thing. I could see you doing the math in your head, like Eastern, Central.
I almost got them down.
Central is an hour behind. An hour behind.
I know. But how many times have Mia and I gone, what time did we sign up for Dubba Dubba Dubba? And it's like midnight or something. And we're like, who did this?
Do y'all ever be like, wait, who's midnight? Yours or mine?
Yeah, every time.
Also, this
or the one where
Sunday
at 6 a.m. and Mia goes, is that in the morning? What?
Worldbuddy.com will be your saving grace. I'm telling you.
Help. Oh my gosh. Shannon's still here. Aren't you? Shannon, you're like,
I'm telling you, Shannon. Just come on.
We just mentioned AWC, and she like, what?
She woke up.
I summoned.
Shannon's like me. She is not messing around. It's bedtime at 9 o'clock, and she's like, bye.
Not anymore. Now look at both of you. Both of you. Look at this hour.
Yeah.
No, I know you all have broken me.
Speaking of the Dubba Storytellers Hearth, Jess and I are preparing for the announcement stream coming soon. So,
okay. Oh yeah, because that's gonna be in October, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to come back for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be in October. We're streamlining a bunch of stuff and everything. The announcement. I'm checking my calendar.
Well, Barrett, how will the info
AWC in this story.
It
Well, you're working
I
on an
believe it's the
AWC
8th is when the announcement video will be.
of September or October.
Yes,
No,
September.
it'll have to be
Sorry.
September because it's in
No,
October.
September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not in that. That's how streamlined it's gonna be. We're just not announcing it
it's
till
that
October
close?
and then
Right.
scramble everyone.
Right, and they're going to be like, you have 1 week to pick your host, put it in the spreadsheet. Like you have 1 week, go. Like Hunger Games.
1 week, let's go.
Oh,
I'm hoping.
Also, Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday, Romance
Well, they're
Riders
not
Room,
gonna
3
overlap.
p.m. My channel.
That's the weekend.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say,
The-
Esther?
Romance.
Sunday.
Romance Riders Room,
This Sunday.
This Sunday, 3 p.m. My channel.
I'll be
The
watching.
slightly more organized side of the brand.
Listen, you won't even.
Slightly.
Why did I feel like she was calling you out,
Wait.
Barrett?
Because they're catching
No.
up.
Listen, this is not. Let me just real quick. This
They
is
call
not.
themselves out.
Morgan made a timer and an intro. They have
wow.
they have thumbnails through January, and they did something else. And then I was like, "Should we get guests?" And they were like, "Yeah."
Google form.
They created a form, and then they were like, "We should
Yeah.
get guests." And I was like, "I'll do that." You all did all the other. You all did some people to come on. So, I was supposed to drop that form tonight. Devil.
Just
Next
so y'all
Friday.
know, I'm
Not
a
too late.
romance writer.
Not Morgan.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, Sam. Here's
What
a
was
form.
that again?
Sam is a romance
Sam
writer.
is a
Sunday,
romance
she writes
writer.
romance.
Sam
I'm currently writing. I'm
Again.
currently writing a paranormal romance. It's
Ooh.
cute.
What's the details?
You got to go on Romance Writers Room.
Again, there's 2 ways. If you feel that you're close to me, DM me, email me. If you're lucky to have my number, text me. If you don't feel you're close to me, there is a Google form on all of my videos. So,
So, only fill the Google form out if you don't feel you're close to her. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm
like,
telling her something.
there's
Next to
2
you.
ways to get
like,
to
if
me
you don't have
depending
my
how you
info,
feel about me.
The
So,
form is there
Yeah.
for a reason.
I
What
mean,
what
you want
if
to be like,
what if I feel I'm close enough to DM, but my OCD says I have to fill out the form? Can I
That's
do
both.
it?
you can
Do
do
both.
it.
That's what I
Yes,
did.
Dina,
I have all of the things. I can email, text, call,
Right.
whatever, Esther. So not only did I let her know, but my OCD literally said, but you also must fill out the form.
Right? It's like that's
Literally, that's
I
Mia.
could just DM
Mia
her,
did
and it's
the
like,
form.
but the
Nothing
paperwork.
wrong with doing things the
Like,
proper
Yeah,
heads up.
Mia did the form and sent me a DM.
I
And I'm
love
like,
You
it.
gotta
I
listen to
love
the
it.
small
know.
demons.
It's
So like,
like-
she gave a form. You should fill it out. But I know already. But she put a form.
Hold up. I love that Nia is like,
I mean,
She has a physical representation of her little OC demon.
right?
See, it's not obsessive compulsive disorder. It's obsessive compulsive demon. It's a
That's-
tiny demon.
So Sam, you can do both,
Hi.
either or. Just to let you know, dates will be for
That's okay.
2024.
We're heading out soon.
Cool.
Dates are for 2024. So here we go. We're gonna close out, say goodnight to everyone. Do we want to go backwards again? Start with Nia the Vixen.
I thought we were just gonna wave and say goodbye. Okay, I'm sorry.
Calm down, air fryer. Calm down.
Really?
I know you're rushing to get back to your exclusive relationship with your air fryer, but calm down.
That's not me. That's Deidre.
JC's like, I'm still playing the cooking field.
Exactly. JC is like, I'm hot and
This is
ready.
my first time ever using it. I'm still testing the old things.
Oh, there's
Not
no
tonight
way.
though. Not tonight. I might need some tips because
You can bring chicken back to life. You can bring French
all
fries
the
back to
things
life.
that
Yes.
store
French
do
fries.
not-
The
okay, so
French fries.
I'm an instructions
Pizza.
person. I'm an instructions person. All the things in the store do not have air fryer instructions, so I'm just like, oh well, this can't go in there, and this.
Oh,
can't
yes,
go
it
in there.
can.
Oh,
Yep.
yes, it can.
Oh, call
Yes,
us.
it can.
Everything can go in there. Well, not water. But
Yep. Not water. Don't put your dog in there.
We can't boil rice. Gotcha. No.
But I think you probably could.
You probably could. You have to put it in something, yeah.
Oil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, like boil in a bag, right? Never mind.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Shannon dropping all the knowledge. YouTube for air fryer. That's what we do. Wouldn't that be sad, y'all? It's like, what would you want to promote? Like, what do you think you'd present at AWC? And then I like put in a presentation for air fryers. I'm like,
how can air fryer?
A writer's lifesaver, especially in nano.
How can air fryer
I'd
free
like
more
to see
time
that.
for your writing?
Yeah.
There you go.
So my daughter that got married, they got a big double air fryer like I got. But she took my OG air fryer to college with her. So now I have my OG air fryer back. And I so badly want to put it in my office. But I'm like, that would be too much, wouldn't it?
Do it. Enough.
Are you
First
ever
of all-
going to leave your office if you put
never
your
have
air
to.
fryer
Never
in? You're like,
No.
your husband's going to have to pry you out of your
Hey, well, what?
Your husband's gonna be like, your husband's gonna be like, babe, you wanna come have dinner with us?
Let me just
Baby?
JC,
I haven't seen you in 4
$3.25
years.
Krispy Kremes for a minute and a half. Like
Hold up, say it one more time.
a donut of any kind, but Krispy Kremes especially, like in the grocery store, for a minute
It said
and
a
a half.
donut in here. It said a donut in the little thing. I was like, donuts? What?
Yes, just so you can eat
It
breakfast.
also has
You can
fried
put-
cookies, and
You
I'm
can
just
put
like,
no, you better believe you can put some cookies in there. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Both cooked and not yet cooked. Okay, we've lost that. We've jumped the shark. We really need
Shannon
to.
did say meal prep for the busy writer. I mean,
damn
it's
I mean,
perfect for nano.
You gotta. I love how nice Shannon is. She's like, sure, go for that. Try that. And I'm like, girl, no one wants to see that.
Yes,
Um,
we do.
Wait,
Yes,
the
we do.
person who is the newbie to air fryers? Yes, I need that.
Well, you're my friend. I could just text you. Like,
I know,
eat all of them
but
and
what
say
my
eat.
point was, if there's one, there's likely
more.
Okay. All right. I love that I have 3 different pairs of reader glasses close by. Okay. So, okay.
You want us to do outro?
Yes. Oh God, I keep losing the plot. Okay. Yes.
The plot
Outro.
thickens.
Who's doing it?
The plot thickens.
She wants the whole presentation.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes, Dolores. Okay, Nia, give us your outro. Air fryer in the office. Go.
All right, I'm Nia, the Vixen of Fiction. I stream just like this. Well, not just like this. It's a little very special. But I do stream sprints on Tuesday nights at 7:30, and I stream on Twitch on Mondays, Fridays, and pop-ups on Wednesday. I will be streaming Monday, but the rest of the week is up in the air. So,
Oh, you mean on Twitch? Okay.
yeah, on Twitch. Yes, I stream on Twitch and on YouTube on Tuesday nights. So you can catch me either place. I'm sure I'm linked somewhere. You can find me.
Hello.
I write stuff. I'm a mom, of course. So all of the things. Loki mom. Who's next?
Is AuthorTubers React coming early September or late September?
Announcement to you guys. To be announced because it's Labor Day weekend, and we didn't have plans, and now my family is making plans. So I will let you guys know, but stay tuned. We're either coming back on the first weekend of September or the last weekend of September. So stay tuned. As soon as I know, my crew will know, and then you will all know.
Who's next? Ema, D.
Ema, Deidre.
If we're going
Hi,
in
everyone.
reverse order, it's
Well, hi everyone, I'm Deidre or Deidre or D. You can find me everywhere under Deidre Writes Romance. I have a book up for pre-orders called Breaking Her Rules. If you like rom-com feels, if you like sports romance, and if you like Katniss from Instant Enemies, then that book is for you. It's on pre-order. The link is somewhere in the chat and or down below. And yeah, that's me. Over to Sam. No, that way.
Well, I thought you was about to say over and out.
Over and out.
I'm writing mom Smith Allen Asset. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. I also talk a lot about chronic illness because I have chronic migraines and learning disorders because I have dyslexia. And these things affect writing, so I like to talk about things that affect my writing. I host live streams on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I like doing fun events like co-hosting the Storyteller's Hearth, which we will be doing the announcement video very soon. One of the earlier Fridays in September. We'll announce it, so make sure you're subscribed. Keep an eye out for that. I'm also doing a Flash Fiction Free-for-All guest edition tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if people like it enough and want to participate, we may organize a Flash Fiction Free-for-All tournament next year. So I'm working out how that would work. So, but I need people. That's the number one thing. I need people to participate in it. And yeah, it's a little, you can go to my website, SamanthaLnassett.com, and sign up for my newsletter to keep up to date with all things Sam, which I should have been writing today, and I will do so when we get off the stream. So, yep, that's it. Yes, sir.
I mean, you did wrote. You just
you're
not
right.
wrote
Yeah,
what you wanted to.
we got you off track a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I meant I was supposed to write the newsletter, so it could have gone out by now. But it's fine. It'll go out before I sleep.
You
That's all
wanted to
that
let
matters.
the creative juices flow. That's all.
Yeah.
It's okay. The newsletter will go out when it will go out.
Here.
Hi, I'm Esther Marie Andujar. I am a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. I also run the Romance Writers Room, which is a spin-off of the Writers Room run by Barrett, Laurie, Tiffany Russell, and Morgan Lee. The August edition is going to be this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on my channel. And if you want to peek at the rest of the dates, they are on my community tab. In September, I will be streaming Sundays, the first 3 Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern for Refocus September. So if you need to get your to-do list done, your writing written, your revisions done, come for 2 hours. We will be working. And if you haven't streamed with me, reach out. I'll keep it small because we gotta get things on. I'm on like racer focus, so we're not chatting a lot.
Long
Laura.
sprints. Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura Nettles. I'm here. Yeah. I have a book out. It's called Tiny Shivers. It's horror. Yeah.
Also has a podcast.
I feel like the more live streams I see Laura do, the less she knows what she wants to say.
JC's rubbing.
I'm what? JC what?
JC
You're rubbing off on me.
Oh,
the lack of outro.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
No, just
hi. Is it my turn?
Yes.
I'm author JC Carpenter. Let's see if I can remember this. I'm author JC Carpenter. Oh crap. I have a blog, online magazine, online store. I post videos here on Mondays and Thursdays. I live stream on Wednesdays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a Ko-fi, a GoFundMe. Just went blank.
An online magazine.
I said that already. I said blog, online magazine, online store.
You got books.
I'm proofreading.
Yes.
And I am also, because I am one half of. Am I frozen?
No, you're good. Go.
I'm one half of the open mic poetry thing that Morgan and I do. Now at the end of every camp. So, yay! I get to say I'm
What's coming up?
Something.
Okay. All these lovely people's things are in the description box below. I try to drop as many upcoming videos, books, newsletters, all the things in chat, so go find them there. But they're also linked below. They're all not only lovely and funny, but they're talented and wonderful. So we will be here on Fridays. We're going to write mostly romance because that's kind of the thing I'm trying to get into. So I'm using this as good practice. But you'll get lots of this prompts and then writing to the prompts if you want, or writing what you want. And then if you want to come back and share, you can. It's always fun. Love you all. Be sure and check out all the streams that are going on all through the weekend. Lots of announcements and fun things happening. Yeah. So we love you all. Good night. It's bedtime. Bye.
Bye.